The following program is rated TV-MALV. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Well, hey everybody, it's Man Mountain Link here. We're getting set up to do some sand casting. We've got a couple of little items we want to get done. We got the flask out here. We got the bottom of the flask. We got some sand. We're going to pack her in there just tight as we can and scrape off the top. Pack, pack, pack. There we go. Cut that top off. We're just using regular sand. We're not using Petrobond this time. Put some talcum powder on there. Smooth her out. Find the anvil. There we are. Now we're going to take an extraordinarily long time looking for the piece of wood that we need to press the anvil in firmly and straightly. Is that a word, straightly? It is now. Okay, we're back with the piece of wood, pressing down, screwed that up. We're going to go around with our fingers and fix all the little cracks. Get everything all nice and pressed down. A little bit more talcum powder. That was a mistake. That talcum powder ended up making little voids there. So, a little bit more sand. We're sticking sand in the sprue because this is going to be a side pour. Clean up our work area. Cut the top off that. Flip it over. Take a look. Flip it over some more. Pull it out. All kinds of sand. We've had little blowouts. Put it back together. Whoop. See. Yep. Turned it upside down and it just pulled all the sand out. Now we're trying to fix our mistake. We're just going to keep on polishing this turd. Won't give up and start over like a normal human. Nope, we're just going to keep on keeping on. Fixing all these little broke spots. All these little places where the sand poured out. And we're fixing to mess it up again. Keep your eye on the prize. We're going to add some more sand here on top. Get a good even smooth thing. Put some pressure on it, right? Cut the sand off. Open it up. Take a look. We're impressed. We're going to turn it upside down here shortly. And the chunk of dirt in the sprue is going to come out. And I want to show it to you. And when I do, I mess up and the anvil falls out and takes a big chunk of dirt with it. So I have to fix it one more time. This time I'm not nearly as careful. I'm just kind of throwing dirt at it. I want to get it done. This thing's making me mad. Get it kind of sort of done. Maybe whatever, close enough. Let's get some sprues cutting this thing. We got our little brush here with the hollow handle. We poke it in, turn around on the other side. We're going to cut out where we want our metal to go in. And we're going to pull the little brush out. And we have a meat skewer. We're going to use those to put vents for the air to get out. When the metal goes in, the air must get out. If it can't permeate the sand, you need some vents. So, yeah, I'm not too sure about this one, and the sound ran a little bit long.
I wanted to always play it down. I still like playing it down.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't want to create a panic.
All right, it's cooled off. Open it up, and it's got sand stuck to it. We're going to scrapity scrape. Get all the sand off. Yep, there it is. We're going to tap on the back here a little bit. Don't know why. And then we're going to work around it with a skewer so when we push it out, a lot of the sand will stay. And we cleaned it up, and there it is. Pretty cool. Okay, we got a little Stewie Griffin doll here. It's kind of an experiment. On the bottom flask, we got it full of just backer sand. We're going to get our little Stewie Griffin doll out. It's been soaking in talcum powder to get the oils out of it. It's a Bendum. That's a flexible plastic doll figure. Anyway, it's flexible. Makes it kind of rough to work with. We get it pressed down in there. It fights me, I fight back. We got a little skewer that we're going to use to take up the space between its legs so it doesn't fill with metal. That's me putting the skewer in right there. We got the top. We go hunting for the Petrobond. Go hunting for the little mesh and the spoon. And we're going to use just a little bit of this Petrobond. It's awful expensive, but we want to see if it gives a better surface finish. So we put some Petrobond, and then we go back and we fill it with the backer sand. This is sand that's been used before. It's been sifted again. We want to pile it in there. We're going to press it down. Filling in the sprue there. We'll cut it off. Try to get it nice and level. Flip it over. Cleaning up the work surface. That's full of talc. Don't like the way it looks. Now we're going to take out the figurine, the little Stewie doll. We're working around the edges here so it don't so it comes out easy. It's kind of the sand is formed around it, and I have to press it back so I can get it out without tearing. And I got this little tool here, this little dental pick, and I'm gently working around the entire doll so I can get it out without tearing the Petrobond. Got it put back together. I put some more sand on top. I pressed it again. I'm going to cut it with the pastry knife here in a second. One assumes. I vaguely remember doing it. Nope, I went looking for the damn rolling pin, and then sand stuck to the rolling pin, and I remembered why I'd never used a rolling pin. We got it pulled apart. That is the back, and it looks very nice. It has the Petrobond. We're going to cut sprues in it. We're going to press a few skewers in it for vents. I'm not going to go all the way through this time like we did on the anvil. We're just going to go down to it. We're cutting out the sprue. Pull it apart. We're going to take a look at this front piece here. Put the skewer back where it belongs. Now we're looking at the front piece, and it's full of talcum powder. It don't look good at all. We're trying to clean it. We're blowing on it. We put the skewer back in the other piece. We put them back together, and done.
That was amazing! That's good!
Wow! What athleticism! What balance! What control! And then under pressure, what strength! The crowd cannot believe what they just witnessed.
Here's Stewie. It's all cooled off. We're going to open it up, take a look at it. It don't look too hot, but we're going to dig it out. We're going to get a skewer here. We're going to get the sand out of it, stuck in all the little cracks and crevices. We have the front. That is the regular sand. And then if you look on the back, it's the Petrobond. And it has a much smoother finish.
Would you like to meet him? Would you like to meet Bitch Stewie?
Yeah, I guess.
Bitch Stewie, come here and meet my friend Brian. Hey there, Stewie. Oh, what's that? You got a friend? Oh, I'm always happy to meet one of your friends.
Dear God.
How do you do? Pleased to meet you. I'm Bitch Stewie.
He's got quite a grip.
Hey, Bitch Stewie, why are there no midget accountants? Because they always come up short. Oh, another good one. on, Stewie.
Well, hey y'all, we're back here again. Just thought I'd kind of explain some of this stuff, what I was doing, why I was doing it. This sand here is, I guess what you'd call backer sand. It's plenty good enough for casting copper, but it's not going to capture enough detail like the Petrobond. Of course, the Petrobond's more expensive. But you see how I did that one? Can you see the different layers there? Yeah, right there. The Petrobond is real thin, and then it's backer sand. Just enough to capture the detail. And if you look at this piece I cast, see the back and the front. Do you remember that when Stewie made a clone? That's what it looks like. It looks like Stewie's clone. And that's not going to be good enough. We're not going to try to sell that. So, but we're doing it just for practice, right? We're doing it to test out the little toothpick I did, even though it's a skewer. And that's going to work well for that space right there. We're going to do it again. This time, maybe we'll like the results a little bit better.
The breakfast thing. Yeah. It wasn't even about the eggs, really. Frankly, I like the yolks. I don't have no problem. It's just, there's always been a lot of tension between Lois and me. And it's not so much that I want to kill her. It's just, I want her not to be alive anymore. I sometimes wonder if all women are this difficult. And then I think to myself, my God, wouldn't it be marvelous if I turned out to be a homosexual? I think gender reassignment surgery is very brave, and the fat man should win some kind of award for it. The fat woman. He hasn't chopped it off yet. That doesn't matter. Peter already identifies as a woman. And on karaoke night, I identify as George Michael. That doesn't mean it's true. Brian's just mad because he has to be the lady one. Which makes you the one who's gay in real life.
I hate Bewitched.
Hey, so that's a pretty reasonable reaction, huh?
Oh, I always loved this little sailor suit. Or we could do nice corduroys and a sweater.
Or you could make yourself useful and wipe my button. Circular motion, one finger. And don't you look at me! My God, I shall cherish this forever. I say, Opie, I'll trade you this baseball for your souvenir bat.
Sure.
What did you learn? Look, here's a shiny sixpence if you keep your mouth shut and go away. Hey, I'm Stewie Griffin, and I'm going to be kicking my dad's ass all day today.
What the hell? Stewie, no, stop. Knock it up.
Haji. Listen, you've been randomly selected for additional screening, but you didn't even type anything in. Look, if it were up to me, you'd be right there on that flight, but, I'm gonna need you to take off your shoes and that lovely, hat. Sim, salabim! Yeah, I'd cut back on that.
Stewie, did Mr. Jackson behave inappropriately toward you?
Well, yes, but the worst part was he never called back. No, but in all seriousness, yeah, he was actually pretty aggressive. Oh, God, it's so hot. Brian, spit on me. Oh, that's nice. Now tell me I'm scum. How will that cool you off? Brian, did you see Revenge of the Sith? Yeah, I saw part of it. Why does Emperor Palpatine have a desk? Huh? In that scene where Yoda comes in and they're about to have that big fight, Emperor Palpatine clearly gets up from his desk. I mean, I'm just saying, what does he need a desk for? Who the hell cares? I'm just saying, it's weird. I mean, what was he doing at his desk? Like, right before Yoda walked in, what was he doing? Was he doing paperwork? Was he like, Yoda, what do you need, and will it take longer than 5 minutes? I am absolutely swamped. These requisition forms for new TIE fighters have to be down to Debbie in accounting by 6, or Newt Gunray is going to pitch a tent in my waiting room. And I got a job following fat people around with a tuba.
Stop it! Cut it out! I have a glandular problem.
That'll be $60.
Alright, we got bitch Stewie here in the pot. We got the heat turned up. We're going to melt them, camera's going to turn off right here as he starts to go away. Having problems with this phone here, but we're going to replace it, so no worries. Here it is, poured and cooled. And there's the top. And there he is. He's got a little something stuck on his belly. But other than that, it looks like he's alright. We're going to work at him here with the tweezer, try to get it out. Here comes Bob. Bob's going to inspect it. We're going to give Bob some food as we work on Stewie here. Turn him upside down, push him out, get all the dirt off of him. And hold him up to the camera. Cut the sprues off. Cut the vents off. And zoom in.
All right, let's cut to the chase. The ratings have been dropping considerably for the past 2 years.
Okay, now, when my dad had the show, you aired him at 7 o'clock, and we're on at 3 a.m.,
Pete,
so...
let me finish. I haven't even started yet, okay? Let's take the crappy ratings aside. Throw them aside. The network has taken so much flack for the perceived irresponsibilities of your show.
Great thing about 10 is you can sometimes reuse part of the mold. I want to reuse the face here. Here comes Tabby. Check out, see what's going on. So we put it back in the mold, press it down, make sure everything's good. We're going to get the top of the flask and put it on when we finish this. Fixing to put some more sand in it. Well, yeah, Petrobond. Got to go with the Petrobond. We get out some of the ultra expensive Petrobond and sift a little bit on top. Then we fill it full of sand. Backer sand. I am getting the clumps out of the backer sand. So we're going to press it down. Press, press, press. Get the pastry knife and cut the top off of it here in a second. And then we're going to have another mold ready to pour a second Stewie Griffin figure. Had a little bit of a problem cutting the sprue out on that one. A lot more dirt came out than I wanted it to, but it worked out all right, and we were able to use it. So let's get ready to pour this one.
Come on, get down there, you old bag. There we go.
Stewie, what are you doing?
Being awesome.
Whoa, wait, you're in no condition to drive.
I'm fine to drive. I'm so fine. I can do all the tests. See, I can touch my nose. I can touch my...
Now that that's turned off, hey, how you doing? This is Jim, better known as Man Mountain Link here at Man Mountain Metals. And we have been tumbling some stuff. If you just watched the video, we just made a couple of 10 Stewies. Stewie Griffin off Family Guy. We got that in the tumbler. And we also have some copper in the tumbler. Why do we have copper in the tumbler, you ask? Well, on Christmas Day, I poured some zinc. I poured 3 zinc skulls, and for some reason, this one looks like poo. I don't like it at all. And it did not polish. I still have not found the proper polish for zinc. But I do know the way to coat it in copper and give it a kind of cool look. So that's why copper's in the tumbler. We're trying to impregnate the solution with copper, and that will, when we put the zinc in it and tumble it, the zinc, the outer surface of this zinc will take the place of the copper in the solution, and the zinc will plate out the copper will plate out on the zinc, and we'll have a cool looking skull. Take my word for it, I've done it before. Watch it not work now. So we got my little kit here. This is what I use when I you can't see it, can you? I like how it just randomly turns itself off for no apparent reason. It did that when it was melting the Stewie Griffin before, except I didn't hear the beep that time. So we lost the last end of that melt. Anyway, I was saying that was what was in the copper. It's a small and a medium 3D skull. Those are the ones that stand up. I was hoping this would be more green than it is, but we're going to try it and see. May work, may not. We're going to give it about 10 to 12 hours in the tumbler. Okay, this one is the anvil and the Stewie Griffin. I only did one of the Stewie Griffins, so we'd have something to compare and contrast. They went in at different times. Uh-oh. So I don't know how well they're doing. There's Stewie. Whoop, there he is. What you think? Horrible? Should I melt it back down? You can read Made in China, 2004, TM, NJ, what does that say? NJ Croc Company, 2004 Fox. Right above it I stamped 10, and where the sprue was is where I put my mark. So, what you think? Tell me in the comments. Am I wasting my time? Here's the anvil. Anvil has a little white, I don't know if you can tell. It has a little bit of a white haze to it. It's going to need a bit more time in the tumbler, but I think it's time for Stewie to come out. And the best polish for this tin is plain old water. Now I started out with purified water, but this is what this was in, and this is rainwater that I caught yesterday when I noticed I was running low on water. So, nothing but rainwater. Just stick a funnel on top of the jug, set it out. Try not to lose the cap. That's the hardest part. Alright, so we're going to put this back in there and start over. Well, hello everybody. If I can get the top off this thing, we're gonna open up and see what the zinc skull looks like. It's been in here overnight, probably 11 hours, 10, 11 hours. Well, it's certainly different. It's not it's not what I was hoping for, but it's certainly acceptable. A lot better than it was, but I'm hoping it'll even get a little bit better than this. So I want to put it back in the tumbler for another, I don't know, 24 hours. I'm not going to hold the video up on it though. So if you see it next time, you see it next time. If not, not. But it appears to be working pretty good. We got the anvil done. We got the anvil done. It's not too bad. Considering how much problems I had. That was the first time I'd sand cast in a couple of months. Little spot there. The bottom looks like crap, but it is the bottom. It stands up. That's all that matters. There's a copper one I made. This one's for sale in the January 1st auction. Speaking of anvils, this is my next one right here. But y'all probably want to see Stewie Griffin. Right there he is. This one's finished. This one hasn't had any file work done to it. Hasn't been stamped, hasn't been tumbled. Well, I wish they'd stand up on their own, but the way the feet's made, it's at such an angle. I mean, if I had to flatten them, he wouldn't have no toes left, you know what I mean? So, he'll lean up against something and stand up that way, but he won't stand up on his own. Anyway, I appreciate you watching. We're going to end this video right here. It's getting rather long. Longer they are, the longer it takes to upload them. So, we'll see you next time. Appreciate you watching.
Man, Mountain Link has once again totally outdone himself.